Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. I spawned on the north side as a Brits. We have Bauerbeiter, probably pronounced horribly by me. Spawned as teammate as the US player with RunIntoMySkill. Spawned on the south side as the Panzer Elite player, we have Max. And spawning as the other Panzer Elite player, we have Feking. Looks like one of them's maybe having some lag issues.
Listen up, you sorry lot.
We're ready. Get us to the farm. Captured. Standing by.
Let's see now.
Ready to roll.
Do you have a second infantry section here? No, Lieutenant second or first. Depends what you consider first and second being deployed out versus the squad already out in the field. Captain Grad going around capturing this fuel point apparently. Panzer Grenadiers coming rushing to support as well. Maybe trying to deny this point in order to prevent it from being locked down by the Brit, but we do have this guy not capturing the point actually. There it goes, now it's capturing it up.
Yes, sir.
Scope rifles will spot the Grad, and he can't knock around the Grad like the Grad knocks around the infantry section. Panzer Grenadiers is rushing forward as well. There's heavy cover right there, which is a good hard point for the Axis players or the allies, whoever can get there first. And that point will be captured up by the Panzer Grenadiers. He perhaps could use designated marksman once he gets enough munitions on the Panzer Grenadiers to quickly try to displace them. Looks like the non-scope rifle squad is, of course, very slow. G43 squad advancing as well, and these infantry sections are not behind any sort of cover. Over down here, we've got the riflemen engaging the Panzer Grenadiers, or primarily the Grad, at point-blank range. And might as well perhaps try to does take out the Grad there. Very nice. Over here, we do have the Brennan carrier now deployed on out. May want to hop in one of these squads from the open ground. Both are going to try to force it out of cover. But with a heavy cover there, it prevents him from crushing the heavy cover. It would be a really, really strange sight seeing a Bren crushing a gigantic tree like that either way. Engineers here are going to get overwhelmed by the 3 Panzer Grenadiers. And we do have the Jeep here, but that's just way too much firepower against them. The HQ man truck is now being packed on up. Riflemen being reinforced. Second rifleman squad should be on its way out. I don't think that's going to be a second Jeep. Now he has 2 rifleman squads should be able to help engage these Panzer Grenadiers. Bren carrier coming in forward as well. We'll knock around the Grad. I think the Grad is going to try to knock around the infantry section. On the right side, we got these Panzer Grenadiers in open ground. The Jeep's going to make his advance. The riflemen are going to be eyeing some of this heavy cover in the region as well. Jeep's going to knocking around the Panzer Grenadiers, which not only gets them out of cover, but also interrupts them from firing, reducing the damage output. And doing some great focus firing on this squad right here. He falls back with it.
Contact. Enemy vehicle has been knocked out.
Grad has gone down. Best to use Bergantiga. They're covered immediately. Panzer Grenadiers are getting knocked around a bit more by the Jeep, and the riflemen are going to be sticking around this heavy cover. Should be able to displace that one inside the garrison, no problem. While the one outside the garrison is, of course, unable to fire. One model's only been able to fire consistently, while the other 2 are just getting knocked around. Panzer Grenadiers below half health, and we're not able to set up a forward HQ if he was planning that. Let's switch up the Panzer Grenadier player. No, it's not in sector, so he won't be able to pull out the forward HQ. Over on the left side, we've got the Bren carrier loaded up with some infantry section. 4 men for 4 slots of guns. These rifleman squads should perhaps push his way forward. I think he may be trying to get inside the garrison, but he's actually doing a good job actually pushing them into the open for the rifleman squad. But he does get back inside the garrison, and those squads are very, very low in health. And with the Bren carrier here, it's likely that this guy's going to
CO's reporting
doesn't even
they
get
destroyed
hit the
a
retreat
German
button
target.
before it gets wiped. This one needs to retreat back immediately. Don't stay around. You're prone to being wiped at this moment.
Munitions point is out.
There's a Bren carrier right next to you. You have to retreat back immediately if you're that low in health. There's a good chance that the squad will get wiped out. Yeah, it didn't even make it. It didn't make that far. Over here, we do have fresh Kettengrad push his way forward and will be pushed his way back immediately. We also got a scoop rifle squad in a slit trench here. Now we do have the field support truck deployed on out. And the HQ command truck are in the middle of the map right here. He's repairing up the Kettengrad. Of course, it just takes a bit of time just to buff out all the scratches. And a fresh US landmine here, which could be very useful. Except for all the 2-2s now coming around. I wonder if you spot the landmine being built there. Of course, a Jeep with a 30 cal is not great versus a 2-2. We got some incendiary grenades being thrown here. He does get back in there, the Scuttle Trench. And trying to pull out some more slit trenches there, but gets ripped apart. Of course, the slit trenches are absurdly durable, and squads inside of it. Skulls immediately when he saw the incendiary grenade thrown. Does use his suppressive fire ability from the G43, slowing down even the retreat state, and the armor card there, trying to get some extra shots in. Though he still has two models remaining, he may be able to skip on out there. Bren Carrier almost killed, body blocked himself. Does get buttoned, but does blitz away. Maybe a good idea to throw the officer in the back of the Bren carrier so it doesn't get picked off randomly. Does use the casualty clearance station for some healing. Got multiple armor cars now advancing on his location. The US player needs to send over some support. Even the Jeep can be reasonable versus the armor cars. Something I found out from another replay. Rifleman pushes way forward with the bar upgrade. Intersections making their advance. Intersections are supported by the officer. They will have quite a bit of effectiveness with that officer nearby. But the armor cars are not even taking out the cover. And we got a munitions half-track here. And that is from the other player as well. Interesting.
Germans are trying to overrun one of our strategic locations.
Gotta love when you see some unusual unit like that. Because you know they have something special in mind with it. Ooh, these guys are just getting ripped apart at beyond max range.
Contact reports show the German vehicle was knocked out in that last skirmish.
Ooh, a lot of damage on those intersections, but he is going to recover a lot of casualties there. PX loading the back of the Bren carrier, trying to engage, potentially could button the vehicles as well. And the bolt action rifles of the intersection of the sappers are not half bad as well. I think they are actually equal to the Tommies, it's just that the squad has less members, but more utility in different upgrades. Vampire pushes way forward, does camouflage right there, sapping all that munitions income. Not sure what that was, it may have been a landmine there. Oh wait, they're against Panzer Elite, that wouldn't be a landmine there. Unless that was a US landmine being detonated by stray fired. PS2 roll and miss there. Second PS squad apparently has been deployed. Oh, munitions half track can lay down normal landmines? I completely forgot about that. Yep, there's the regular landmines. I'm just so used to when I see landmines as Panzer Elite, it will be Teller mines. I completely forgot about that. It just feels like some of it just can be very backwards. Panzerlead Schimwagen can lay down landmines with tank destroyer tactics? Huh, I did not know that. I knew they can lay down the incendiary traps when it's like the scorched earth.
Extended line!
Just lost it.
Brand carrier does go down.
NCO's reporting they have destroyed a German target.
P8 squad, we've forced them back. We've got some tank busters deployed on now. And now these armored cars, maybe trying to pursue them back home, trying to get some extra bleed. Got a lot of casualties being covered. That's going to be a free infantry section. Maybe we can deploy out Slit Trench over here. Over here, the Jeep's now under fire. Does find a U.S. landmine there. And that may have been a squad wipe of some sort right there as well. Armored cars making an advance. It's another U.S. landmine right there. Doesn't get a whole lot of fire onto that armored car. 3 armored cars in this region. This guy is falling on back and got the intersection now advanced with the support of the lieutenant. Trying to lay down some slit trenches, perhaps for the P8 squads. Light ATF track has been deployed on out. You've got some lighty half-track shots here. The bars could push on the way forward to get some minor damage onto it. Of course, then probably leave them exposed to some autocannon fire. The Vampire half-track has been forced back.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
Target secured. No hunts yet.
Build complete. Ready for whatever else you've got.
Suppressive fire!
Oh. That's why P8 sounds land at the same time.
CP ready for combat. Units to capture complete.
And all those camouflage P8s, okay, does miss all the shots though. Not going to ambush does if you can't even hit your shots. Does get some shots there as well. We do have these Panzer Grenadiers advancing. One has a Panzer tank buster is here as well. And a captain is inside this garrison, providing some good spotting for these forces. Captain is receiving a bit of fire. Does fall back with both of those squads now.
COs have what they need to call in artillery.
Oh, it does use the designated marksman there, trying to go for the squad wipe. And he does not get the kill there. Armor cars coming to retaliate. And he's not being ran down this moment. Ooh, bit of friendly fire damage there. And does find a landmine there. We do have some slit trenches here, not loaded up with PS, just loaded up with regular skies, which they can, of course, absorb some shots there. As well as some incendiary grenades there. Throwing out 2 is definitely overkill. 1 is more than enough to force in the scud of the trench. Multiple US landmines deployed out right there. None over here. I think maybe we can burned up a little bit by that incendiary effect as well. Going for another incendiary grenade with a tank buster. And here we go. All these guys are sprinting on forward thanks to the support of the captain and the lieutenant. And he is in friendly sector, so the captain is able to provide some good defensive buff. Maybe Michael, the captain, go over here as well to provide this entire road with this buff. But all this heavy cover there is also another good option. Riflemen make their advance as well, relying on heavy cover. And we got a US forward, ooh. Artillery of some sort. I think that's going to be Royal Artillery. Officer Artillery now being called on in. But I was going to say before, we do see a very rare forward HQ by the US player. Hetzer making his advance as well. Another very rare asset, the mortar. I suppose not exactly super rare. It's just very uncommon. It's just that we're seeing a lot of unique stuff deployed and out. Multiple good P8 hits there onto the Hetzer.
Continue the attack.
And the US player's been a bit passive this entire game. Put a bunker inside a trunch. I don't know why, that just seems funny to me. And it looks like one of the Wehrmacht players may have... I mean, the bars haven't really made a huge difference in this game. I feel like this flank wasn't really attacked quite so often. It looks like one of the Panzer League players have backed out of the game. And the other one's backing out of the game soon enough as well. So let's go and just fast forward. And we got kangaroos. Aww! More rare things we don't see all too often. Too bad this game had to go, and I suppose the VPs were counting down quite quickly. Either way, that's Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.